What's up, guys? DLE Kamell here, and welcome to the Duel Links Entertainment YouTube channel. Once again, second night in a row, we're back here at you. Konami has graced us last night with the ban list, tonight with the box drop, the new mini box Chronicle of Glory. Tuner Synchro monsters are here. Behold the Megalith's Ritual Summon. I know absolutely nothing about the cards here, so join with me tonight at 2 a.m. EST. I have here XGP, Ryi and Axel. What's up, guys? You guys are going to be carrying me through this box review.
Awesome. Good to hear. How's it going?
And the only reason that I am able to be up at 2 a.m. doing these box reviews is because of Gamersupps. They have been fueling these late night content drop box reviews by Konami. So be sure to support us. Links in the description. So we just got the ban list from Konami last night. You can check that out in our recent videos. And this is the box that people are looking for to complement the recent ban list. So that's what we're gonna have to take in count when we're reading the cards and going over them in this box. Any comments before we get into this, guys?
No, I mean, this box is definitely one of those kind of slower boxes, slow rolling till XC's boxes, but there's still some pretty good stuff in here to get out.
Yeah, always hype for the new archetypes that we get. And to see how they interact with the meta. So let's dive right into it. The first archetype that we're going to go over is one that has a UR in it. So that will be Megaliths. That will be Megalith Bethor. So Megalith Bethor is a UR Ritual Earth monster. He is a level 8. So rock ritual effect. You can ritual summon this card with a Megalith card. You can discard this card. Ritual summon one Megalith ritual from your hand by attributing monsters from your hand or field whose total levels equal or exceed its level. If this card is ritual summoned, you can target cards your opponent controls up to the number of ritual monsters with different names in your graveyard. Destroy them. You can only add each effect of Bethor once per turn. So, what do you guys think about this guy?
Yeah, I mean, so for Megaliths themselves, they're a ritual archetype that doesn't actually use the ritual spell. That's kind of like the gimmick behind them. It's just purely the monsters, and the monsters allow the monsters to get ritual summoned, which is pretty neat. There's 8-star variant. There's 2 8-stars and I think 3.
So hold on,
4 stars.
Which monster holds the potential to ritual summon? The ritual monsters themselves or effect monsters?
The ritual monsters themselves.
Oh snap! So you just have to have this in the hand, and you can ritual summon it just like that.
They end up. So if you grab it with your Manju, there you go. You're solid, dude.
Oh man, that is sick.
The archetype kind of works together. So for example, this effect is really strong, but there's another card that allows you as a quick effect to ritual summon him on your opponent's turn for heavy disruption. So that's pretty much what he'll be played for the most part. So pretty cool little boss monster we got here.
Yeah, if you can finish the combo, he's basically a quick play treacherous in monster form, so it's very interesting.
Yeah, seems more of a late game card. You know, the more different named ritual monsters you have in the in play, the more effectiveness it'll have. So, yeah, let's move on to some of the other Megalith monsters. See how it synergizes up. So next we've got Megalith Ophiel, an SR ritual Earth monster. So level 4, you can ritual summon this card with a Megalith card. If this card is ritual summoned, you can add one Megalith monster from your deck to your hand except Megalith Ophiel During your main phase, you can activate this effect. Ritual summon one ritual monster from your hand by tributing monsters from your hand or field, including this card, on your field whose levels equal or exceed the level of the ritual monster. Alright, so this is one of your ways that you are bringing out your Bethor, and this is already a different ritual monster that you're going to have in the grave for a destruction Bethor's effect, right?
Yeah, so this one gets summoned. You get to do a search, or you can use its effect to summon a. You're probably gonna summon the other one, the Phalag, with this one. But yeah, like that's kind of the idea. You bring out the tiny ones, you get their effects, and then you quick effect on your opponent's turn, or you can go into the other 8-star, the R1, for an attack boost instead if you don't want to pop cards. If you're going first, for example.
Yeah, so if you noticed, all of the level 4s will have this effect that says during your main phase, you can tribute this, or you can activate this effect, ritual summon a ritual monster from your hand by tributing monsters from your hand or field, so levels equal or exceed. All the level 8s discard to ritual summon from your hand. So the level 8s are the starters of the deck, and they're also the finishers of the deck, which is actually really important, because in looking for a new deck that you want to be relevant, you want all of your cards to be good as many times during the duel as possible. So for a card to be the engine starter, as well as the card that blows out your opponent, that's very important as well.
Right, so it's important to take into account that this card's effect to ritual summon can only be activated once it itself has been ritual summoned to the field. So you already have to have made a play before this, so bringing out your Bethor by its own effect first, that is what's going to begin these type of plays.
Right, and as you'll notice, they're all the same level as well. Like all the level 4s, there's no level 5, 6, and 7, so it's either level 4 or 8. So as soon as you summon Ophiel, he's going to be searching any Megalith monster. You can search another level 4, and then use his effect to ritual summon that level 4 by tributing himself. That level 4 will get his effect, and that's how you kind of combo through the chain links to get Megaliths in the grave.
Okay, alright. So,
very interesting.
Definitely. Next Megalith card we have, let's see, Megalith Agith.
Sounds like a little lady.
This is a level 4. You can ritual summon this card with a Megalith card. If this card is ritual summoned, you can add one Megalith spell trap from your deck to your hand. During your main phase, you can activate this effect, ritual summon one ritual monster from your hand by tributing monsters from this card who's the level of the ritual monster. So that same effect you were talking about, but this one lets you get a spell or trap, and I guess we'll get to see how impactful the Megalith spell traps are a little bit later. Yeah, what else about this card?
I mean, that's the thing. There's a field spell and a trap, and both are really good for your resources. So,
all right, well, we will definitely get to that. Anything else on this guy before we can get a look at those?
Another level 4.
All right, yeah, 2600 defense. That's it. All right, so on. And it is Megalith Portal, the next card. Off it. There we go. So this is the field spell. The first time each ritual summon monster would be destroyed by battle each turn, it is not destroyed. If a Megalith monster is special summoned, except during the damage step, you can target one ritual monster in your graveyard, add it to your hand. You can only use this effect of Portal once per turn. Whoa. So not only can your ritual monsters, each ritual monster cannot be destroyed once per turn. That is a huge amount of protection by battle for your monsters, and they already have pretty big defense.
Yeah, and one thing that's kind of important, that's kind of in the fine print, its second effect. It says if a Megalith monster is special summoned, except during the damage step, as you'll see later with the trap card, they don't only ritual summon. So you can be special summoning on your opponent's turn, and adding ritual monsters from your grave to your hand, getting those pluses each turn rather than just on your turn.
XGP, I think you're probably the same category as me, man. I'm learning so much.
Well, I'm figuring a bunch of stuff out because, like, it seems that only one of them has good attacks. So you can run Inverse Universe, and they're all rock monsters, so they have support there as well.
Yeah, no, totally. I'm totally interested in different ways you're gonna play this. So that's Megalith Portal. Next card, Megalith Emergence? Is that the next card, right?
There's 2 R.
Okay, I see that right.
Yeah.
Megalith Ophiel. Okay, it's a ritual. Another level 4. I see. Okay. So, you can ritual summon this card with a Megalith card. If this card is ritual summoned, you can draw 1 card, then discard 1 card. During the main phase, quick effect, you can activate this effect, ritual summon 1 ritual monster by attributing. Alright, but okay, so this is similar. So this is kind of like a Squire effect, draw 1, discard. But then its ritual summon effect is a quick effect. It is not like the other ones where you'd have to do a turn. You can ritual summon during your opponent's turn with this card.
Yeah, no, this is the card that kind of makes the deck somewhat competitively viable. This is the most interesting aspect to it. Like you brought up Squire. I mean, imagine Shiranui player goes in Squire, has a Squire, has a tuner. You pop this bad boy. Goodbye, Shiranui. So you could do it against back row. Obviously, your opponent, if they just set 3 back row, they're not going to be able to activate it for a whole turn. You activate this in the end phase. Goodbye, back row. So it's going to be a huge deterrent for people to make plays on their turn with basically a mini Black Rose Dragon coming out on them. So it's the combo with this and the UR, the Bethor is the most deadly thing, I think, coming out of this archetype.
Right, yeah, this is a quick effect that will get ritual monsters into your grave, and then your Bethor is going to destroy for each unique ritual monster in your grave. And so you're going to have 2 at least, right? Because you're going to have 2 level 4s to get the 8 out. So that's at least 2 pops.
Fun fact, unique ritual monsters, not unique Megalith monsters. So any ritual that's in your graveyard counts as another card. Whether or not people will actually mix this with another ritual deck, that's left up to be seen. I don't know. We'll see. But really, really interesting little factoid there.
Yeah, and another side note, they say ritual summon a ritual monster by tributing monsters from hand or field. So I don't know if it'll be used at all, but you could technically put this with Cyber Angels, tributing Benten and Editen.
Oh my god.
Let's go.
Those effects.
30 cards, Cyber Angel Megalith.
Oh my god.
No.
We're opening the floodgates, boys.
Oh man. Okay, so next card we have on our list is Megalith Phul. This is a level 8 as well. Rock ritual. You can ritual summon this card with a Megalith card. You can discard this card, ritual summon 1 Megalith ritual monster from your hand by tributing monsters from your hand or field whose total levels equal or exceed its level. You can only use this effect of Megalith Phul once per turn. Monsters you control gain 300 attack defense for each ritual monster in your graveyard.
There's the power boost.
Boost.
So
fun fact, it's not different names. It's just ritual monsters flat out. So you can
this
get
is
really huge.
Right, not only is this a ritual summon from the hand, a discard. This card is a rare card. Do you know how huge that is? A combo starter that is a rare. You're discarding from the hand. You don't even have to play it. It's a level 8 monster. You don't see this every day. Ritual summon from the hand, and you gain 300 for ritual monster, not just Megaliths. That's huge.
Yeah. Now, obviously, a card like this is going to be vulnerable to things like Fiendish, things like Witchcraft Revere, stuff like that. But it's still like your attack boost. It's still a decent turn 1 play. Like I wouldn't really want to go to a turn 1 Bethor. Doesn't make too much sense.
Right.
But turn 1 to this makes a lot more sense to me. And then obviously you could quick effect into this as well if you wanted to give your monsters a little bit of a boost, attack boost. If that's, you know, if you can't target your opponent's cards or monsters or anything, you can go into this as well. It's just your other boss, and this is how you're going to get over things like Casitas and stuff as well, just to swing over them.
Yeah, and Megalith in general has, as you've seen previously, very easy access to the entire deck. So you don't even need to play 3 copies of Bethor or Phaleg. You probably obviously want to play 3 copies of Bethor because it's a starter as well as an overpowered card. But Phaleg, I mean, you only need to play 1, as we'll see in a minute. There's a trap card that basically recycles the deck as well, so you can even get it back in your deck, get it back in your hand, summon it again. Yeah, you can really abuse this card, and the fact that the 4-star Megaliths, even if Phaleg gets fiendished, they let you ritual summon from the hand by tributing monsters whose level equal or exceed. So you can even tribute a Phaleg that's fiendished to summon another Megalith level 4, search one from deck to hand, and possibly summon another Phaleg or a Bethor again.
Yeah, so the combos here are really extensive based on what you have in your hand. Honestly, with this card, it makes me think whether going first or second is going to be optimal for you, right? Going second, obviously, with this in your hand, being able to bring out a powerful ritual monster, Phaleg alone, being able to pop 1 or 2, bring this out, turn 2, and possibly lead to game overs if you have multiple of this card in your hand.
Yeah, I mean, it's just gonna end up to what like the deck's gonna play. If they're gonna play more Manju, if they're gonna play more back row. I do think this is gonna be one of those decks where you do want to go first and just set up a really disgusting board to like ritual summon on your opponent's turn. But you know, time will tell. Let's see.
Definitely. So, like you guys were saying, the next card we do have to go to, it is Megalith Emergence, right? So, all right, taking a look at this. This is a continuous trap. You can target 1 Megalith monster in your graveyard, special summon it in defense position, but place it on the bottom of the deck when it leaves the field, even if this card leaves the field. You can only use this effect of Megalith Emergence once per turn. It's kind of a monster reborn in defense. So what do you? So we're just using this to ritual from the field. I believe any of our quick effect guys, they could ritual by tributing from the field, ritual tribute from the field with Vegas as well from the hand. Just giving you a monster and play the ritual summon with. Suppose.
Yeah, I mean, as long as your cards never get banished, you have insane recycling with this between this and Portal. It's just crazy. And then with you like constantly searching, if you get both Portal and Emergence, like you're just gonna cause such like a toxic loop with you constantly ritual summoning and just never running out of resource.
Right, should be sending stuff to the grave, and then with the field spell, you're going to be adding it back to your hand. Target 1 ritual monster in your grave, add it back to your hand.
Well, it's like Axel was saying, the field spell isn't if you special summon, period. So right. The trap will just trigger the field spell, and there you go. You're good to go.
Oh my gosh.
Let's get that plus going.
That is nasty.
Yeah, and like when it goes back to the bottom of the deck when the monster leaves the field, even if Emergence leaves the field. But it's kind of a nerf to the deck in the fact that it's not in the grave to give your Bethor and your Phaleg better effects, but it's really, really good in the fact that it actually does put it back into your deck. It's very hard to deck out with this deck if you can start cycling Emergences.
Alright, well, that is Emergence. Going to be able to reuse your Megalith monsters. That is going to be good. Is there anything else for this? Yes, there is. Cards. Next, I see Megalith Promotion. Are these normal cards good? You guys know anything about them?
I don't think they're good.
Promotions, I think the only one, and it's not that good, to be honest.
Let's see. You can target 1 level 4 lower monster you control. Its level becomes double its original level until the end of this turn. Okay, yeah, it just lets you treat a level 4 as level 8 for.
Yeah, it's just one of those cards where it's cool, but I think I'd rather just play like good generic back row instead.
So
Yeah, and I mean, if you're
Yeah.
playing Emergence, you're summoning a second level forward to make the level 8 anyways, so there's not really a point to doubling the level. You already get there.
right, so going back to the Bethor, if this card is ritual summon, you can target cards your opponent controls up to the number of ritual monsters with different names in your graveyard, destroy them. That is the most interrupting thing that I've seen from this archetype. So it's really going to revolve around you getting this guy on the field and resolving his effect to destroy multiple cards. And it targets, so keep that in mind as well.
Yeah, no, it's going to be like this is what's probably going to be the defining kind of thing. Like, every deck has its thing, right? Like Witchcrafters have the Veer. That kind of defines them. I think this is the play that's going to be the most annoying for most people, because even if you don't play into the Bethor, just that act of them deterring you from making your plays because they might get popped with your Och, like that in itself is a really, really good effect to have on your opponent. So, and obviously, like, again, this deck may struggle against heavy negation, so that's probably going to be like the number one thing they focus on getting resolved, whether it's them running their own Fiendish Chains to counter that negation, or Cosmic Cyclone, or World Legacy Clash, or whatever they end up doing. That's going to be the thing to like make sure that your monsters don't get affected. That being said, setting this up turn 1 and your opponent goes turn 2 and is unable to actually set anything up before you pop everything is probably going to be pretty good. I like it.
Well, all right. I am excited. We haven't had a really solid ritual archetype in a while. Vendreads, didn't do it for
Bro, what do you mean? Vendreads are the best.
Vendreads are the best. Just because you get cogged don't mean all that. So let's see. What do we got next? We have Geomaths, correct? That is the next full archetype we have on display.
Mathmech.
So they're Mathmechs. You're oh god, I'm gonna mess that up.
You want to do it again?
I'm gonna no thanks. Oh boy. Okay, so we have got Mathmech Magma. This is a level 8 Cybers Synchro Tutor effect monster. Tutor.
Keep adding stuff, dude. Just keep adding it.
One tutor plus one or more non-tutors. When this card destroys a monster by battle, you can target up to 2 cards your opponent controls, destroy them. If this card is destroyed by battle, or if this card is in its owner's possession is destroyed by an opponent's card effect, you can add 1 Mathmech spell trap from your deck to your hand. You can only use each effect once per turn. That's pretty sick. 2500 beater, destroy 1, pop 2 cards. I mean, it catches your opponent off guard, but it is a level 8. Cybers, of course, you're going to have to pull off some cheese playing some crazy combination of Cybers cards to get you to bring out a level 8 Synchro monster. Extremely easy. Take advantage of this effect.
Yeah, I mean, it is generic, right? But the problem is it's fighting for a spot with Scrap Dragon, which is really good generic.
But the thing
monster.
is, right, like, there's no generic ways to take advantage of this. You're going to have to play some, I don't know, whatever Mathmech Cybers stuff is in here that we're going to read to get out a level 8 Synchro in 1 turn to take advantage of its effects. So.
Unless your deck naturally gets level 8 Synchro, and probably Scrap's going to be better for you. The only real scenario where it's not is if you can only give the 2 cards to actually make this, and then you don't have like a follow-up card to pop with the Scrap Dragon. Technically this is better, but this is super heavy, like win more, 2500 body, very weak. If this thing can actually destroy a monster, I don't think you need to pop 2 cards. I think you're in a good spot, dude. You're solid.
Look, if you swing into this and you crash the Dark Magician, do you still get to pop 2?
I don't think so, because they're both destroyed.
Oh my god.
I think,
You're not helping
Mathmech has to stay on the field. Now, I will say, as we'll see later, the gimmick of Mathmechs is actually altering attack and defense of monsters you control and that your opponent controls. That'll also end up summoning the magma off of those effects as well. So at least it has that aspect where it can be 35 or it can lower an opponent's monster by 1,000. You'll see that later. But being 25 inherently is probably the main hinder of this card.
Alright, well, we will see as we read on. Let's go. So, after Mathmech Magma, we have Mathmech Addition, which is an SR effect monster. So we have its effect is a Cyburst effect. You can target one face-up monster on the field. Cannot special summon monsters from the extra deck for the rest of this turn, except Cyburst type monsters. Also, special summon this card from your hand, but it cannot attack this turn. And if you do, the targeted monster gains 1000 attack until the end of this turn. You can only use this effect once per turn. Alright, so you can target a face-up monster and it gains 1000. Oh, so it's an Alistair for Cyburst. That's it, right?
Well, I think it's more the summon, right? So you can get into play. The problem is there's no.
Oh, but you special summon it instead of discarding it, so that's what it is. Okay.
Yeah, there's no tuner. I guess
no
Axel
tuner.
can talk about. Axel can talk about this more, but there's no tuner. So
yeah, Mathmechs don't have an inherent tuner, at least that we got. So it'll be interesting to see what people use this with.
So you're telling me that you can't even play. You have to have a Cyburst tuner from that old box that had 20 Cyburst cards in it. What was that?
This thing is going to be amazing in the Invoke Cyber's deck to make Purga Trio. That's all I'm going to say.
It's a fire monster. It's level 4 fire.
No, the Magma is generic, the Synchro monster, so you can use any tuner. Obviously, level 4 tuners that people play right now include like Raiden. Milling's not that good in Mathmechs though, so I don't know how good that will be. But as long as you can get a level 4 tuner out, you can use Addition or Mathmech that we'll see a little bit later to manipulate attack. Now, as you notice, Addition boosts a monster's attack that's on the field. So it's not really that useful for you unless you're boosting your own attack. But if you're boosting a monster that you're using to synchro, like the tuner that you normal summon, then it's a wasted boost, right? So you probably, if you're going to synchro summon, you're going to do synchro summoning plays, you probably want to use Subtraction to summon first, which you'll see later. But yeah, this card's actually, as far as the Mathmech engine, it's not that bad, boosting something by 1,000.
I'm actually seeing it now, right? So let's say you do have Raiden for whatever reason. The monster that you target, it can be generic. It doesn't have to be a Cyberus monster, right? So you can just increase the Raiden by 1k, and then you have your level 8 synchro for the Mathmech Magma. Okay, so I'm starting to see now. It's a little more accessible than it seems if you are playing those level 4 tuners. Of course, you know, Raiden is a pretty specific case. If that's sort of. We'll read on more of the archetype. We'll see what else we've got here at our disposal. Next, we have Mathmech Induction. You are Continuous Trap.
SR.
Continuous Trap. All Cyberus type monsters you control gain 500 attack. If you control a Mathmech monster, you can send this face-up card from the field to the graveyard, then target one card your opponent controls, destroy it. You can only use this effect of Mathmech Induction once per turn. So this is pretty nice to have if you're going to be playing this deck. Honestly, going to be making your boss monster 3k and a removal. But this is not quick effect removal, right? Can you do it during your opponent's turn?
It is a trap, so yeah, it actually is quick effect.
Alright, that's pretty nice.
Yeah. Probably the best part about this card, I mean, it's single spot removal. It does target, which is a downside. But probably the best part about this card is it tributes itself as cost to pop. So even though it's a continuous trap, your opponent can't use something like Cosmic Cyclone to get rid of it before you can pop. You actually just get to straight up tribute it and pop.
Alright. Pretty nice to be honest. Again, something that is pretty good. This is not an equip card, right? It's not one of those continuous traps that equip onto your monster to gain this effect. It's just something that exists on the field and grants this effect as long as you have a Mathmech on the field. So
whenever they
it's pretty
inevitably
nice.
release more Mathmechs, you're gonna need this card.
Yeah,
So-
definitely. You will need this card. If Cyberse is ever to come to fruition, you're gonna need this. This is pretty nice protection and fallback for the deck.
It's pretty good.
So Mathmechs, what do we have next? Don't tell me all these guys are Cyberse as well, right? Okay, they're not Cyberse. But Mathmech Subtraction, is he the next one?
Yeah.
He's the next.
Okay. Mathmech Subtraction. Alright. Level 4 Fire Cyberse. You can target one face-up monster on the field. You cannot special summon monsters from the extra deck for the rest of this turn except Cyberse monsters. Also special summon this card from your hand, but it cannot attack this turn. And if you do, the targeted monster loses 1000 attack until the end of this turn. You can only use this effect of Mathmech Subtraction once per turn. Okay, so I think this card is probably going to be better for you to just target one of your face-up tuners with to make a synchro monster, and then maybe you can save the addition later to boost if you need it.
Exactly. I think this is probably, as far as main deck Mathmech monsters, this is probably the best one. You can also target your opponent's monsters. So
Yes,
if your
yeah.
opponent has like
Right.
a Purgatrio, you make it 1500 if you only control one monster. So yeah, the ability to summon itself from the hand, lower your opponent's monster by 1000, makes Magma able to kill anything that's 3400 or less naturally. So it's a very nice free summon. It's an R, so it's very cheap to get. So I think this was a good addition if you're looking to play Mathmechs.
It's actually a great subtraction. Thank you.
Right.
Okay.
And look, just for knowing, right? Cyberse in the old box that came out, I don't think they had any SRs or higher, right?
They had a UR, dude.
They had- oh,
Upgrade
okay.
Buster,
Yeah, they had the one UR guy, but other than that,
Uh.
I think they were all pretty affordable. And these guys, so far, the highest rarity that they are SR in a mini box. And we're already to the rares, so keep that in mind when you're thinking about this deck. That is Mathmech Subtraction. Next, we have... what else do we have? Mathmech Equation? Yes.
Equation.
Oh, this is a normal spell card. Target one Mathmech monster in your graveyard, special summon it. And if you do, it gains 1000 attack until the end of this turn. You can only activate one Mathmech Equation per turn. What the hell? Monster Reborn
This was the
plus
hidden gem.
1000. What the heck?
Absolutely the
And
hidden
it's
gem
a
of the box.
normal, and it's a normal in this box. Oh my
Exactly. So if you remember from Magma, it says if it's destroyed by battle or destroyed by an opponent's card effect, you can add any Mathmech spell trap from your deck to your hand. So you could have added that Induction to pop a card, or you can add Equation. Summon the Magma back from the grave, give it 3500 attack until the end of the turn. This is probably the hidden gem of the archetype right here.
And then
Monster
once you
Reborn, let's go.
have your boosted Magma, if you have any level 4 Mathmechs, the addition or subtraction, you could just go in on your opponent after that. That is ridiculous. That sounds super fun. Oh. XGP, what are you thinking so far? I'm just finding out this, but this sounds sick.
I'm trying to think of what you would put it with, because they need a tuner. So I was thinking like Vylon
Yeah.
Prism.
Hey, whoa, that's pretty
Mm,
interesting.
mm.
They need a level 4 tuner. Keep that in mind. So right now, the only one that we confidently use
Wow.
is Raiden. While on Prism, that's a good idea. That's level 4 light
Prism?
tuner.
Yeah, boosting your magma by 1,000 if you equip it to him.
So pretty interesting. So let's read on. So after Equation, we have Mathmech Billionblade Nayuta. All right, and this is a fat card effect, so I get to speed read it. All right. Equip only to a Cyberse type monster. If the equipped monster battles an opponent's monster during damage calculation, you can send one Mathmech monster from your deck to the graveyard. The equipped monster gains attack equal to the sent monster's attack until the end of this turn, even if this card leaves the field. If this card is sent from the spell trap guard zone to the graveyard, you can target one Mathmech card in your graveyard, except Mathmech Billionblade, added to your hand. You can only use this effect once per turn. Whoa, that would be insane if Cosmic Cyclone did not exist.
I was waiting for that, yeah.
Well, see, Kamell, you're forgetting Double Cyclone.
Double Cyclone, yes. Out of all of the new decks that cannot use Cosmic Cyclone, if they are forced to Double Cyclone this card, they will be in for a rude awakening. Oh, whoa, that effect is crazy, I must admit. Sending from the deck is super versatile. It's a whole thing that you have to avoid. Your cards don't have to hit the field to resolve. Just this has to remain on the field. And of course, as an equipped spell, you have to give it that scrutiny of it being vulnerable to all quick effect, spell and trap destruction, as well as Cosmic Cyclone.
Yeah, you can also, like, the Mathmechs can play Double Cyclone, because you can attack, get the boost, and then afterwards pop this, and then you still get the effect.
Yeah, that's true, even if it leaves the field.
Right, now, it when it leaves the field and it goes to the grave, it adds any Mathmech card. So you can add your Subtraction Addition, but you can also add the Induction, the Trap, or the Equation, the spell that summoned the Magma back from the grave.
Gosh, yeah.
So if Blade goes to the grave by battle or destruction, say Magma's popped and Blade was attached, Magma's going to search a spell trap from deck to hand, and Blade's going to add a spell trap or monster from grave to hand. So you're kind of recycling.
You have to keep an eye out for that wording, right? If this card leaves the field, if your monster's destroyed, this card leaves the field because it was destroyed, so you still get the effect off of that. That is pretty sick. So gonna have to look out for this. It's a equip spell, so good to see if this makes the final cut, but definitely still a powerful effect. Okay, so Mathmechs, is that all we got? I think it is, right?
Yeah, it is.
Right, so the other archetype that we were going to go over is Dragunities, correct?
That's correct.
Yes.
Alright, so Dragunities are starting off with a super rare card, Dragunity Knight Luin. So Dragunity Knight Luin is a level 6, 1 Dragunity tuner plus 1 non-tuner monsters. If this card is special summoned, you can target 1 Dragunity monster in your graveyard, equip it to this card. If this card is sent to the graveyard, you can target 1 Dragunity monster you control, equip it to that target. It gains 1000 attack and defense. You can only use this card. It's effective Dragunity Knight Luin once per turn. And oh my gosh, that is ridiculous. How
it sounds so good, but then you look and see that it's a synchro tuner.
Oh, but it's a synchro tuner. Okay, but still, that opens up for a different way to play Dragunities, right?
No, it doesn't, dude. It's so bad. So the problem, the thing is, so what Dragunity likes to do is it likes to synchro with its opening hand, and the Koos, which is the monster that's being featured in the fucking card art, likes to equip the monster and then summon itself. But it doesn't matter if it summons itself. That's just another tuner, so you can't synchro, and you lock your board and you lose.
So okay.
It's so bad. This card is actually hilariously bad because it's a tuner.
I don't think I've ever said that a card was bad for being a tuner until I read.
Bad.
Okay, so
I thought this card was insane, and then I saw tuner. I was so sad.
Okay, so it is considerably worse because it is a tutor, but considering that it is a level 6 tutor, you are making your Ascalon with this and a level 4 Dragunity Knight. So, since this card is so bad, what's going to be the best way for you to implement it in Dragunities? Dragunities just lost lands. It's a 2 now. What are they going to do with this card?
I don't think they have the extra deck space to play this. I think I think literally all the Dragunity support that we get in this box will not help Dragunity at all.
Right now.
Right now.
All right.
Fortunately.
All right, so I'll read the Dragunity effects, and we can talk, and we can say real quick, nope, yup, and then that's how we'll handle Dragunity. All right, so.
Oh god, it's so bad, dude.
After,
They're all tuners. It's so bad.
After Louis, we have Dragunity brand of stock. While this card is equipped to a monster that can attack twice.
So here's the problem with Dragunity, right? Here's the big problem with Dragunity. They're going into like these insane levels of synchroing, right? Like there's some big beefy stars. 1-star tuner is not gonna get you anywhere. You just don't have the extra deck space.
1-star odd number tuner and your boss monster is low.
It's just not gonna work, my guy. Like it's not gonna work.
Bark is the one that equips as many Dragunities from the grave as you want to him, but he's the level 8, not the level 10. The level 10 is the boss monster.
Yeah,
so you're equipping Brandistock to Barka just to make Ascalon, and Brandy goes to grave, so it's not even helping you even in that aspect.
The thing with Dragunity, they make Ascalon easily. In fact, in most cases, they can make 2 Ascalons in one turn very, very easily with no sweat. The thing that was amazing about the concept of Luen is once you make your Ascalon, you equip it to him, and your Ascalon now has over 4,000
it has
attack
an OTK
without
potential.
Spear.
Right.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about Coup, Spear, or anything like that. So if this was not a tuner, this would have been the perfect boost for Dragunity. But as of right now, Dragunity in its current way is way better than anything this box can provide.
All right, well, next we got the level 2 Dragunity Chaplain. If this face-up card is destroyed while in the monster card zone, you can equip it to a face-up winged beast type Dragunity monster you control instead of sending it to the grave.
Let's go!
So
It's level 2!
So you have to have Javelin in the monster zone, then it has to be destroyed, and you equip it to a winged beast Dragunity, of which is only the level 4s. So you have to have the level 4 on field and a level 2 tuner on field, and not synchro with them for this effect to work. Also, he can't summon himself like Phalanx or Koos. So he's just got a whole plate of issues with his effect.
Alright, next we got Dragunity Pelum, level 3. When this card is normal summon, you can special summon 1 winged beast type Dragunity monster from your hand. Then equip it with this card while this card is equipped to a monster that can attack your opponent directly. When you do, battle damage inflicted to your opponent by the equipped monster is halved? Wait, what? Wait, what?
Imagine.
What the heck?
I don't know what they're doing, Dragunity, dude.
What did I
don't know
just
what they're
read?
doing. They don't know what
Wait
they're
a
doing,
second.
dude.
The highest.
Okay, hold up. Like Dragunities, this is like the first and second wave of Dragunity support, and they're giving it to us after Ascalon, which wasn't released until like 5 years.
Yeah, for real. That's
They're releasing them in the wrong order.
This, like, the highest winged beast that you can play right now is Senatus, who's 1800. If you equip Pylon to him, 2-card combo, you can attack directly for a whole 900 attack, unless you use Lance, which is now semi-limited. You can get to what? 1400 damage in a 3-card combo.
I mean, it's like Ihiro said, right? Like, Dragunities before Ascalon, you know. But it's just like, they weren't even a good deck. But like, after Ascalon, it's like, Okay, the mission here is to get to
They couldn't give
Ascalon,
us
all roads lead to
dragons.
Ascalon.
They couldn't give us Dragon's Ravine. This box, they couldn't do that.
I mean, if we just go to Blue
Dragon
Eyes, dude.
Yeah, Blue Eyes. Send the stone from deck to grave would be a little too
Let's
good.
Oh, but
go.
they need Blue Eyes to be good. It's a month before Worlds.
True.
All right, so I think that's it for Dragunities, right? We could stop.
There's Corseska,
Great
but
try.
It's a reprint. It's a reprint.
Oh, it's a reprint.
oh,
Yes.
it's a reprint. Okay, good.
It is a reprint. We can skip it. So now I believe we just have generic URs and SRs to go over. So we'll do that. And the first one we have is the cover card. Stardust Chronicle Spark Dragon. Alright, this card is a level 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10! Level 10! Synchro Monster Light Dragon. 1 Tuner Synchro plus 1 or more non-tuner Synchro monsters. Whoa. So not only do you need the tuner Synchro, but you need a Synchro monster as well. 2 Synchro monsters. Must be Synchro summoned and cannot be special summoned by other ways. Once per turn, during either player's turn, you can banish 1 Synchro monster from your graveyard. You have 2 there because you summon this card. This card is unaffected by other cards' effects for the rest of this turn. If this card in its owner's possession is destroyed by an opponent's card by battle or card effect, you can target one of your banished dragon-type Synchro monsters, special summon it, and oh my gosh, you are gonna use 2 Synchro monsters to summon this card just for it to get floodgated, and you don't banish any Synchro monsters to use its second effect. You don't even get to use its first effect because the summon has to resolve. Oh my god, why is this card a cover card? It's making me cringe right now.
I didn't watch the anime, so I don't know.
This isn't even in the anime.
Box,
It's not I don't even think it's in the anime, this card. I don't
It's from
recognize
the manga.
the manga, yeah.
The goddamn manga.
Oh god. Well, it's not. Maybe if I could see, maybe if it was when this card is synchro summoned, but it is not. It says once per turn, so once the synchro summon resolves, Floodgate and Canadia are running rampant right now. On synchro summon, this card is gonna get flipped face down. You're not gonna see its effect.
I mean, are you even gonna be in a position to summon this thing? I don't know,
Ryi,
dude.
with the new skill
Oh,
balancing
God.
changes to the tuning skill, you will be able to synchro summon level 5 monsters very easily, and you
Oh.
need 2 level 5 synchro monsters to summon this card.
Well, tuner synchro monsters.
The problem is we
Whoa.
didn't get of all of the synchros in this box except Stardust Chronicle Spark are tuners as well, but none of those feature a level 5. So it's not even
But wait,
possible that
There
way.
is one level 5 synchro monster that everyone has. And that is Junk Warrior! And you will be using that to summon this card along with the next UR card. Oh no, you wouldn't be
Anime
doing
was a
that because it's
mistake,
level
dude.
6. Oh my
He's level
god.
6.
You won't even be doing it with him. Oh my god.
Not quite, not quite.
I was about to make the transition of a lifetime,
I mean-
but you can't even do it. Oh my gosh.
At this point, dude, like we should know, dude. The cover art is how they bait people into buying it. All right, it's flashy, it's nostalgic, I guess. Yeah, that's really all there is to say about it.
Oh my gosh. I just got super debated.
If I was them, I would have just featured the next card as the cover art. It's
Right.
it's so much better.
So I haven't read this card yet, so I'll be reading this. First time, level 6, Water, Coral Dragon. Dragon Synchro Tuner effect. 1 tuner plus 1 or more non-tuners. Once per turn, you can discard 1 card. Then target 1 card your opponent controls, destroy it. If this synchro summon card is sent from the field to the graveyard, you can draw 1 card. You can only use this effect of Coral Dragon once per turn. And I'm going to be honest with you, I like that. that effect is sweet and concise. If you don't get its first effect off, you're going to get its second off no matter what. Draw one card. This is a synchro tuner. If you're going to be using it for those SL synchros that it's meant to be used for, you're going to draw one card after you synchro summon. And if you're able to get this effect off, good for you. However, you do have to take into account that this is competing with a spot for Brionac if you are just going to be using it for that generic effect.
I think it's nice. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, you go first.
Okay, I was gonna say I think it's nice that it's a tuner. So at least in that aspect, you can synchro climb. It's harder to summon tuners normally than it is to summon non-tuners. So the fact that you're able to climb and draw a card after discarding destroying is nice. It is competing with Brionac for a spot, which is bad. But if you're able to play it in a deck that's able to spam low-level monsters or able to use level dupe to lower this card's level to synchro climb a little higher, I think it can see quite a bit of play. If there was one generic card to go into this box at least one time for, it would be Coral Dragon.
I completely agree.
Yeah, XGP, what do you think about this?
I think it's a really good alternative to Brionac. Like, if you have a deck that empties its hand, but you still play Brionac, but you don't have anything to discard for it ever, or you only have one card to discard to bounce with, you can play Coral Dragon in its place. So if you were going to do like Psychic Wielder, you can go Psychic Wielder, blow up a card, synchro for this, blow up another card by discarding your card, and then as soon as you use it as a synchro material, or if it's destroyed, you get another card back. Right. So it's a good alternative to Brionac.
And I want to say this is going to be, if you are whatsoever interested in going in this box, this is going to be your free-to-play player pickup, your essential synchros, generic synchros pickup, level 6. It works. It has a great effect. So make sure you get this card if you have the gems or air. Great,
yeah,
maybe better in the future.
It's easy access with Psychic Wielder, like XB was saying, and you can actually use it with Psychic Tracker, Summon Wielder, Summon Tracker with another level 3 already on field. Make Coral, discard pop 1, Wielder pops 1, then you take Coral with Tracker into a level 9 like Vermilion. Vermilion gets a boost from Tracker, banish Coral, pop a card.
Insane.
You're popping off.
Dude, just Tracker and Wielder turns it into a 3000 attack 6-star monster that destroys a card and draws you a card when it dies.
Whole new boss monster for a Synchro Turbo Dex. Coral Dragon. It's definitely looking like the card to pick up no matter what from this box. Be on the lookout for that, guys. Next, we have generic SR. It is Nagafar, Generator Boss of Fire. Got him. You're not gonna mispronounce that card. I got you on that. We never mispronouncing cards in DLE. This is a level 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 fire monster beast warrior. You can only control one Nagafar if a cards you control would be destroyed by battle or card effect. You can destroy one generator monster or one beast warrior type monster you control instead. You can only use this effect of Nagafar Generator Boss of Fire once per turn, and there has been no in this card's effect, there's no way to special summon Nagafar Generator Boss of Fire easier than tributing 2 monsters.
You remember the Force Raider UR? Well, they said, you know what? We don't want to give you too many shitty URs. So we're going to give you a shitty SR in addition to the shitty UR, so you can get your hopes up before it gets crushed.
Oh my god.
Now you see, Kamell, there's no way. You say there's no way to special summon this guy, but the next card we're going to talk about can special summon him.
Oh, great transition, XGP. Let's get right into him, and that is going to be Flamevell Fire Dog, level 4 Fire Beast. When this card destroys an opponent's monster by battle and sends it to the graveyard, you can special summon one fire with 200 or less defense from your deck, except Flamevell Fire Dog and XGP. Nagafar Generator Boss of Fire does indeed have 200 defense. And yes, this is a combo from like OG Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yes.
You can fire monsters. This is the OG combo that probably a small fraction of people know about. Fire monsters, especially some other fire monsters with very small defense. They get a big guy out there just off of one fire monster getting a destruction. It's great. The super OG combo, and it's in Duel Links now.
Yeah, I used to get Gaia Soul, the Combustible Collective, with Flamevell Fire Dog.
Oh yeah, it is
back in the day.
Super
But
fun.
Flamevell Fire Dog works with anything that has 200 defense or less that is a fire monster. So this gets you most of your Shiranui. This gets you a lot of the Fire Kings. This gets you most fire monsters in the game that aren't in the extra deck.
Element Saber Malo.
Yes, running over stuff is very difficult right now, but this used to be he used to be a chase card for fire decks.
Yeah.
Now,
honestly,
obviously, no main phase 2 means this is almost a worthless effect.
Right.
But it's okay to keep an eye on it in the future. Obviously, it is with 1900 really hard to actually beat over anything to summon any monsters. Yeah, but for right now, these two SRs, you really don't want to be grabbing these.
Honestly, if you get them, you get them.
If you get them,
you get them. I don't see, Fire Turbo, becoming a thing anytime soon. So don't sweat it if you don't pick these guys up. Next, we have a spell. Battle Waltz. Target one synchro monster you control. Special summon one Waltz token with the current type, attribute, level, attack, and defense of that monster. Neither player takes any battle damage from attacks involving this token. And there's no, this token goes away, this token does this token does that. It will stay on the field with those stats that it gives itself with this card's effect.
This card is for most of the synchro tuners. Like, you could copy Coral Dragon and then make the level 12 coin.
Oh, I see. Alright.
Or like how all the Blackwing synchros become tuners when they're synchro summoned. You could do this to the level 5 one and then make a level 10 that they don't have. And other stuff like that.
Well, I guess that's why it is there. You make a very good point. Honestly, I wouldn't.
What's that huge ass synchro that has like 12 star, but it says it's not 12 star?
Oh my
What's it called?
gosh. It's like Bahaga.
Fishbalkin.
Fishbalkin,
Dude,
yeah, the level 2.
Let's go, Battle Wolves Bashulkin!
Battle Wolf.
No way.
Someone make it happen.
No way.
Oh
God.
The
It does say current.
The token isn't a tuner, though.
Yeah,
no,
that's the thing.
You're right. Yeah, you could do that.
Someone make it happen. Put it in the Discord. And oh man, that's it.
Yep.
That's it. All we have are these. There's a lot of different rares, but I do want to go over a couple OG cards just because, they have such importance in Yu-Gi-Oh! The first of that is UFO Turtle, baby. We're finally getting this card. When this card is destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, you can special summon one fire monster with 1500 or less attack from your deck and face up defense position. I love it when we get these OG generic searcher cards into Duel Links. Maybe we always don't have the best strategies for them to be competitive at the time, but for the future, they're always good to open.
Oh man, I wish so badly they had given us all of the other attribute dudes that are UFO Turtle that do the same thing. I wish they had given it to us a year and a half ago when they could have actually have seen play.
Another one of these sick cards is Mataza the Zapper. This card can make a second attack during each battle phase. Control of this face-up card on the field cannot switch. If you made it to the end of the review, put my guy Mataza in the chat. But yeah, I think that's gonna be it. There's a lot of reprints at the bottom of this box. Guys, oh my god, Helios the Primordial Sun! Yo, they're dropping all these OG cards on us. What? Oh my gosh. But yeah, thoughts on the box overall. Just looking at it, the Megalith monsters were kind of interesting. But once again, I must say, I do not see anything that will overthrow the hierarchy of the meta that's in the game right now. I don't see it. What about you guys?
Yeah, I mean, I guess kind of my overall thoughts. This is definitely a box that you would only, like Axel said, you want to go through it first one time just to get your Coral Dragon. That's the most important part of this deck. I think that card will be ridiculous, especially once we start heading to the XEs era and stuff. Everything else though, Megaliths is probably the next best thing coming out of it. And that deck is more like you're going to be playing it because you're bored of the current meta. I really don't think it's going to be tackling or taking down anything, especially with Witchcrafters just being released. That being said, I'm probably going to get them because they look fun as hell. And I really like these Mimi kind of decks. So I'm down. Other than that, Mathmechs might be good. Like, all their cards are really nice, but the fact they have to hard open a tuner, unless you're playing
honestly,
Ryi and Research,
on Mathmech, all I gotta say is, look, wait for someone with 300 IQ to figure out which Cyberse monsters you're gonna need to play this deck, and then after they're done figuring it out, then you play it. All right?
That's what you do.
That's what you're gonna do.
I mean, listen, hey, there's a lot, like, this deck could be legitimate, but then it's like, oh, you can only synchro Cyber, so it's literally you have one synchro target right now. I don't think there's any Cyberse tuners beyond it. So it's like there's a lot of cool things going for it, but it needs its tuner, because the only searchable tuner that's level 4 is the Raiden. And you were not, this thing can't mill. So yeah, I don't know. I really if it was generic synchros, I'd be so down. But yeah,
It can mill. It does have the monster born, the Mathmech Equation.
let's go.
Oh man.
Potential.
Other than that, I don't. Yeah, everything else is not really that good beyond those.
I think this is another. Yeah, I think this is a. Unless you really want Mathmech or you're going for the Coral Dragon, this is probably a skippable box, very skippable box, unless you are like just craving synchro tuners. But I do like a lot of the stuff in here. Like I think the Mathmechs are interesting. I, of course, as an old school player, love Flamevell Fire Dog, and we got Stardust Chronicle Spark Dragon, so maybe we'll get Quasar sometime. Who knows?
Oh my god, I just read the most ridiculous card that is in this box. The normal trap anti-Regeki. When your opponent activates Regeki, all of your opponent's monsters are destroyed in place of your own?
No, Kamell.
Forget my last comment. If you made it to the end of the video, put anti-Regeki in the chat. What the...
Kamell. Quote me. They're going to release an event that the NPCs have Harpy's Feather Duster and Rikiki Break, and we're all going to have to go into this box to build our farm decks.
Well, hold on now. Griffin Wing's actually good. Creator can add Harpy's Feather Duster. So if you run into that one Pegasus that's playing Creator and he gets the Harpy's Feather Duster and it's a Tuesday afternoon, you can activate this card and you're in there,
for
dude.
Griffin Wing 2? What is this box? Griffin Wing for Harpy's Feather Duster? Oh no, this box is something else.
This box is cursed.
This is some mega cheese box.
You guys open this box and your Duelix account's locked.
Yeah, for real. But yeah,
Oh, no.
any last comments on Axel? How you feeling? Anybody?
I think if you're really interested in any of the archetypes, obviously you can get it. They do have some potential, but I think this box is a go through once and done. You have Coral Dragon, you have other synchro tuners that are rares like Phonon Pulse and Paralysis that do have potential later on, especially Phonon Pulse being able to change its level as a synchro tuner. But other than that, yeah, I think maybe you go through it once and that's about it.
Definitely, I would not recommend going through this multiple times. Doesn't seem like these archetypes are going to be super powerful. So definitely, unless you are someone who likes to get every deck, try it out, see what's going to be, I wouldn't recommend going deep on this. Again, Coral Dragon seems to be the only thing like that it's worth like everyone having. Is that it for you guys? Are you guys got everything out on this new mini box? You feel like?
Shout outs to Battle Waltz bullshit. Let's go.
Shout outs to Battle Waltz bullshit. There were some rare synchro tuners. I was putting them up. We were going around, but they are rares. You know, their effects are not that great.
Yeah.
So yeah, so many OG. That is it. But yeah, thank you guys for watching this video. Thank you, Konami, for dropping the box 2 updates in a row right before go to bed so we can catch them late at night. Thank you, Gamersupps, for giving me the energy to stay up late night. Code DLE, link in the description. So yeah, guys, let us know what you think about the new mini box. Are you going to be going in? What are you going to be going after? And don't forget, anti-Raigeki. Chat if you made it to the end of the video. Thank you to Axel for joining us for this video, man. I kind of hit you a lot. Thanks for coming out.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
And yeah, peace out, guys. We'll see you. When does this box release, guys?
2 days.
July 14th.
July 14th. Thank you. That is when the new mini box Chronicle of Glory will be releasing. Guys, then it'll be implemented in the first Battle Phase tournament. Hey. Peace out, guys.
Bye, YouTube.
See you next time.
Laters.